Hi friends, this is Abdul Chapter with the Teaching and Learning. Today in the Pedagogy playlist, I'll be adding another video which is based on the cognitive skills. I'll be expanding this cognitive skills into a few more parts in order to understand, and I want to go a bit more in detail. That is really interesting, and I really love these cognitive skills. So it's not a rocket science that everybody or somebody has to learn these. Okay, so these are the built-in skills. Okay, in every individual, we need to identify and explore it. Okay, how to polish these skills, and which students, okay, they have these skills. I believe that everyone or every student or every individual, they have the cognitive skills, or these are the God gifted skills. Okay, but what type of the skills they have and how they are utilizing, and what is the role of the teacher or instructor in order to divert and give them a more push to manipulate the information whenever they need it. Before going to the lesson, I will uh, ask those who didn't subscribe the channel Teaching and Learning for more videos. Subscribe the channel. If you have any suggestion and comments, don't forget to write. Okay, that will be appreciation from your side. Okay, so let's see uh, what is cognitive skills. Now, cognitive skills actually has different names. It is also called cognitive functions, also called cognitive abilities, and also called cognitive capacities. But I do believe that these cognitive skills are based on brain, brain based skills. That means how mind works. Now, if you are the teacher, you have a different levels of the students in your classroom. If you are the principal, you have a different levels of the students in your school. Some students are low, some are average, some are high learner. Now, actually, these are the abilities or capacities or functions of their brains. Some students, they have a high thinking skills. They think, they respond quickly, and they have outstanding performance. Similarly, the other two levels. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, it's a brain-based skills and how mind it's work. So what is the role of the teacher here? Teacher is pushing, okay, and giving us such what we call assistance in order to provide, in order to support that students can manipulate the information. Now, what information teacher has to provide? That is the input. It can be a sum mathematically. It can be a histories, okay, explanation. It can be a science. Okay. Now, some students they respond quickly. Some students they respond late. So this is because of the cognitive skills. Now you can see here, I mentioned some domains of the cognitive skills. Sometimes they mention 8, sometimes the 7. Okay, but I'll be focusing on these domains. Okay, so our lesson will be based on perception. Number 1 is perception. So there's I have mentioned 6 domains: perception, memory, attention, learning, decision making, and language. So here you can see here, even you can check my deductive and inductive reasoning, which we have discussed in the previous lesson. So here I'll be talking about in this lesson perception. Now, perception, what does it mean, perception? It's a process of interpretation. It's someone's perspective. Now, this picture is clearly explaining, okay, suppose the 2 students, or you have a 30 students or 28 students, you are giving them a sum. Every students have their own perspective. Now here's it doesn't mean that that's right or wrong, no, it depends on the sensor organs or nerve systems, okay. It depends on to what extent the students are understanding, okay. Now here you can see that the perception, now both perceptions are correct accordingly, okay. But what is the role of the teacher, and how teacher is actually what teacher is expecting from that is something the different, Now smell, hear, see, okay, somebody's cooking, okay, everybody has a perception, what is cooking, okay. Somebody's here, the noise is okay, noise can be different, okay, that's a perception, and your assumptions, okay, what noise it is. If something's far away from you, but you can see, okay, there is something like that, that's your perception, you are identifying the objective. So nerve system receive messages, information, and starts interpreting sensation. So when they receive the message, that's input, and they start working, they manipulate the information, they try to extract the information. So which is the closest information, okay, that will be considered the correct, okay, the perspective. That is we call the high level of the thinking, okay. So this doesn't mean, okay, that it's a helping, okay, that to move from low level to high level. I'll be giving you some historical and the perspective about, the perception. Now perception actually, as I mentioned, okay, it's an interpretation of the sensory information in order to represent and understand the presented information about the environment, about the class, about the occasion, about everything, okay. It's not only the passive, okay, signal of the reception, but it's also gives the what we call the shapes the recipient's information. So it can be expectations, it can be a memory, it can be a learning. It also draws the attention of the listeners. Okay, so this is what exactly the perception is. So the perception is the interpretation of the information, and every individual has its own. So in this skill, the power of the students and every individual is trying to start thinking and extract the information. So friends, this is cognitive skills, and we discussed the perception, and I hope that you understood and you enjoyed it, okay. And in the next part I'll be talking about the another memory part, domain memories, and how it's interlinked with the perception, okay. So we'll be meeting till the next lesson. Thank you for watching and listening. See you in the next one. If you didn't subscribe the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We'll be meeting in the next lesson. Thank you so much. Have a good day.